The kiss was slow, deliberate, as though he was savoring every second, every brush of our lips. I responded instinctively. I never thought I'd fall for him. Not him, not the man who criticized every report I made, who seemed to find fault with every little thing I did, who barely acknowledged my existence unless it was to point out something I could have done better. No, I never thought I'd fall for him. And yet, here we are. It was late, later than usual. I was sitting at my desk, the soft hum of the office lights above me, the only sound in the otherwise quiet room. Everyone else had gone home, leaving the space oddly empty, a quiet cocoon of solitude that I had grown used to over the years. I'd stayed late, finishing a project that was supposed to be completed hours ago. But of course, nothing is ever good enough for him. "Still here, I see," came his voice from behind me, deep and smooth, sending a chill down my spine. I knew that voice. It had the power to make my heart race and my stomach flip, even if it was usually laced with disapproval. I turned around slowly, my heart already skipping a beat. He was standing there in the doorway, his suit jacket hanging loosely over his shoulders, his tie undone in a relaxed, careless manner. He looked good, too good, and I hated that I noticed. But of course, I did. "You know, you could have left hours ago," he said, stepping into the room, his eyes scanning the papers on my desk. "If you didn't insist on making everything perfect." I bit my lip, not wanting to start another argument about my work. I knew I would never win with him, and yet I kept trying, always trying to prove myself to him, even though deep down, I was beginning to realize that I was trying to prove something else entirely, something I wasn't ready to face. "I just wanted to finish it properly," I said quietly, avoiding his gaze as I gathered the papers in front of me. He didn't answer right away, and for a moment, I thought maybe he'd leave, like he usually did. But instead, I felt his presence in the room, like a weight pressing down on me. He stepped closer, just close enough that I could smell his cologne, a warm, woodsy scent that made my pulse quicken. "You're always so meticulous, so eager to please," he said, his voice low, almost a whisper now. There was something in his tone, something different. It was a dangerous kind of softness, a softness that made my heart race even faster than before. I looked up at him, our eyes meeting for a brief, electric moment. The tension in the air was thick, so thick I could almost taste it. My throat felt dry, and I could feel my body leaning toward him before I even realized it. My hands were shaking slightly as I placed the papers down. "You don't have to stay," he said again, but this time there was something else in his voice, something more, something that sent a flutter of nervous excitement through me. I could feel it, like a crackling current between us. I'm almost done," I said, my voice betraying me, quiet and uncertain. He stepped even closer, his breath now warm against my skin. I felt the heat radiating from his body, the power in his presence, and for the first time, I realized how much I wanted him to stay. "Don't you ever get tired of working for someone who doesn't appreciate you?" His words were barely audible, but they hung in the air, heavy and full of meaning. I couldn't answer. My chest tightened, and my thoughts were spinning. I had to say something, but nothing came out. Instead, I stood there, frozen, just looking at him. He reached out slowly, brushing a strand of hair from my face, the touch so soft that it felt like an electric shock. My breath hitched as his fingers lingered on my skin, just long enough to make me feel like I might melt. I should have pulled away. I should have stepped back, but I didn't. "I think you deserve more than this," he murmured, his voice so close now, so intimate. I couldn't breathe, couldn't think. All I could do was stand there, caught between the reality of the situation and the undeniable pull I felt toward him. My heart was pounding in my chest, my pulse racing, and every nerve in my body seemed to scream for something more. And then, without warning, he kissed me. The moment his lips touched mine, everything else fell away. The office, the projects, the endless meetings, all of it disappeared. It was just him and me, his lips on mine, the taste of him suddenly everything I'd ever wanted and never dared to admit. The kiss was slow, deliberate, as though he was savoring every second, every brush of our lips. I responded instinctively, my body leaning into him, my hands moving to his chest. I could feel his heartbeat, wild and fast, and for the first time in a long while, I felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be. His hands moved to my waist, pulling me closer, his body pressed against mine, his warmth seeping into me. The kiss deepened, becoming more urgent, more desperate, as if we both knew that there was no turning back now. I could feel every inch of him against me, the heat of his body, the strength in his arms, and the sharp, steady rhythm of his breathing. His hands slipped under my shirt, the coolness of his fingers against my skin sending a shiver through me. He paused, his lips brushing against my ear as he whispered, "Is this what you want?" I couldn't speak. I didn't need to. My body already knew the answer. "Tell me," he said, his voice dark and husky. "Tell me you want this." I nodded, my voice finally betraying me. "I want this," I whispered, my hands gripping his shirt tighter as I pulled him closer. His lips found mine again, this time fiercer, more desperate, as if he, too, was afraid of the moment slipping away. I could feel the desire building between us, an undeniable force that neither of us could control anymore. And just like that, everything else faded. There was nothing left but the two of us, caught in a moment of pure, unfiltered desire. After that night, things changed. There was no going back to the way things were before. We had crossed a line that blurred the professional boundaries we had always kept so carefully in place. But it didn't matter. Not anymore. We didn't speak of it the next day. We didn't have to. Every time our eyes met across the office, every time our bodies brushed together, there was an unspoken understanding, a promise of more. And though we both knew that this, what we were doing, was risky, dangerous even, neither of us was willing to turn back. We had crossed the line, and neither of us was going to apologize for it.